Be Concerned started in 1968 out of a request from our local Covington community. So Be Concerned is Northern Kentucky's oldest and longest operating free food pantry. We serve folks from the northern 8 counties in Kentucky. They come here once a month for about 60 to 80 pounds of free food from the grocery store here based on what we have. Be Concerned's mission is to respect the humanity and dignity of all people while serving our neighbors in need with the necessities for life. And what does that look like for us? Well, here at Be Concerned, that's food, items from the thrift store, a smile, and treating you with respect and dignity.
My connection is through my parents, my mother and father, Betty and Chuck Zimmer. My mom started with the Christmas program back in 1972, and so when I came home from college, I would go and help in the Christmas program. And then she was the one that started the food pantry. We did not have a choice pantry in Northern Kentucky at that time. You could go places and get a bag of food, but you couldn't, go select what you wanted. And a big part of what is Be Concerned is the dignity of our customers.
What they do speaks for itself. I can come in here and I get a choice of different, like tomato paste or tomatoes or fruits, green beans, meat, eggs, milk, fish, the varieties of meats, snacks, hygiene, clothes. If you need furniture and stuff, you can come here and get it. And they also help if you don't have money, this is the best place to come because they will work with you. They really will. They'll make your day, believe that.
Over the years, Be Concerned has continued to answer the call for community need. We looked at starting as a Christmas program, and we did that with the Christmas store. Then we started the year-round free food pantry, and over time, we've continued to expand those models to serve more and more people. So as you look at that scope, our pantry now serves the northern 8 counties in northern Kentucky. The Christmas store now serves 800 families a year instead of 30 families a year, and we continue to add new programs. So on top of those staple programs we've ran, over the years, we've continued to add new things to answer that call from our community. So when seniors needed food a few years ago, we started our Senior Food Delivery Project, and we deliver food to about 150 seniors a month right now. On top of that, we found out that students were going hungry from local grade schools over the weekend. So we started a pilot to our weekend project to provide weekend meals to about 350 students in northern Kentucky that need that. With that opportunity comes the need to do more, not just in our local Covington area, but the local region as a whole. And with that, Be Concerned is successfully doing that out of 2 locations. So Be Concerned is able to continue our core processes out of our Pike Street location in Covington, and then we've added new program offerings out of our Erlanger location on Graves Avenue, which will include things like a payee program, an emergency bill assist, and things that over the years the agency has not been able to offer.
We are a supplemental food pantry and a thrift store. The food pantry, there's no charge for it. You get an opportunity to come and select what you want. So you get a choice of vegetables. We just don't put it in a bag. We help you with your shopping. That's part of the service that we have. Down in the thrift store, which is the part that I'm most familiar with and I'm working with on a daily basis, what we sell here helps support the food pantry upstairs. We help our people in the community who may be on limited income by setting our prices at a very reasonable rate.
I've been a client/customer for a long time, since 1991, when my husband left to go get pizza and didn't return. And so due to divorce, I was left raising 4 kids, and I found Be Concerned, and they were a godsend then. And kids are raised now, but now I'm on Social Security, so I have to stretch that dollar again and stretch it even more sometimes. And they make that possible. They make it possible to have some of those things. Our quality of life is so much different because we have this resource to come to. And we're not spending high-end dollars, for minor things, the staples, the basics, bread and butter and eggs, and it really stretches that food dollar every month. They've really just been alongside us, my husband and I, for quite some time, and just really helped us to succeed in taking care of ourselves.
Well, I pretty much always had a heart for helping others, and also I've been in situations myself where I've needed the same help, so it's really, it's heartwarming to do this type of work. I have a passion for it.
So hunger is a big thing in our region, and a lot of folks don't understand the face of hunger and poverty is a little bit different now than it was 50 years ago. So when you look at the statistics from the state of Kentucky, 20% of our Kentucky neighbors don't have enough food, or what they are classified as food insecure. And of that 20% of those people are children. They're kids that don't have enough food. So when we talk about, what are we trying to help here at Be Concerned? Well, we're trying to give people a place to be able to go, to be able to maintain their dignity and humanity, to still feel like a good person walking into a grocery store, and to not have to feel bad about asking for basic things that they need. Everybody has needs throughout their life, and those needs look different times throughout the lifespan of a person. Be Concerned wants to be a place that's always here, that's always willing to help, and that's always willing to make people feel good about having to ask for assistance during their hard time. So in an ideal world, I'd come to work one day and there'd be nobody in the food pantry, and we would have solved the problem of hunger in northern Kentucky. But what I've learned is no matter who our leaders are politically or locally or civically or whatever that is, somebody always falls between the cracks. And what I think the big function Be Concerned fills for a lot of our folks is that we are an agency that's around to make sure that we catch anybody who falls between the cracks so that nobody gets left behind. And all we ask is that you come here and tell us that. So when you look at hunger and food security, there's an aspect a lot of people don't think about with that, and that's long-term health. So by running a food pantry and supporting our local community with good access to healthy and fresh foods, the better people eat today, the less health care issues we're going to have in the long run. So the better we can get people to eat today, the greater the impact locally and regionally that I think we're going to start to feel over time, as people that are turning to food pantries like Be Concerned for assistance are not just offered bread and canned goods. They're offered fresh meats, they're offered things like that that are going to lead to better health in the long run. And better health, as we know, leads to a better quality of life. And I think that's one of the greatest local impacts that we have, is the people who turn to us for help, the volunteers who come here to provide that assistance, and the staff to make it all happen. I think that there's a large check mark in our positive bill of health from the mental health help we get from coming here.
Most every time I come here, I get the things I would buy at the store. And so it's important to have that extra money to be able to take care of something that might come up. The other thing is they advocated with farmers in the summertime to bring the freshest and the best from the farms to us. And what's not good about the summertime food, all those tomatoes and fresh corn.
We learned that Be Concerned is relevant, has been relevant, and always will be relevant in our community, because hunger can happen at any time. And a lot of times as the middle class is eroded, and that your middle class is now often classified as people who have just enough to get by, paycheck to paycheck, well, we'll always be relevant because things happen, and life is out of control for folks. So when you lose a job, when a spouse passes away, when someone you live with moves out of town and you're stuck without the resources that you've had, people turn to us for help in those emergencies. And what I've learned is an agency like Be Concerned, and specifically Be Concerned, will always be relevant, not necessarily because of what we provide to people. The groceries are very important, but what I've learned is how we provide that. When you come to Be Concerned, the more than food we talk about is how you're treated, the way you're spoken to, the way you're given a smile, the way your volunteer checks to see how your sick spouse was doing. There's a certain kind of humanity and dignity that come through our program that's the more than food. And our mission is centered around that humanity and dignity.
When I come here, what I really like is the variety of what they have. And it is things you can use. And the thing I like is that they know my name when I come. There can be, I don't know how many people out in the waiting room, but they'll call me by name. And I appreciate that. The volunteers are very respectful, and we chat as we go through. Some of them, you get to know over a period of time. All the staff here are just remarkable people to work with, to talk with. They understand who we are, they understand their population of people, and they understand what we need, and they know how to respond to us.
When you look on the impact of our local community, it's actually more than the members of the community who come to the food pantry for assistance. When you look at our impact locally here, we partner with a number of other charities in Northern Kentucky to not only be an agency that provides the services with food and our thrift store items that we do, but also be an agency that's willing to partner with their staff so that when someone's referred to the agency here, they're not just coming into a place that's unfamiliar and cold. There's been a line of communication so that person can receive the most efficient and effective customer services they can. So the effect is definitely great on the individual, but when you look locally, we have a large local impact on how we're able to streamline services with other agencies to most effectively serve our customers without sending low-income people all over the Northern Kentucky region trying to find the actual service they need. And if it's something we don't provide, we work to get them to one of our partners who does so they can be best served. And 5 years from now, hopefully, we're continuing to get everybody on board to understand that we're all human beings, we need to treat our neighbors with dignity and respect, and that the best part of your community is all the members who make it up. Rich, poor, doesn't matter what you look like, we are all part of our Northern Kentucky community, and every single person, whether you're a customer here or a volunteer, one of our staff members or donors, I think that 5 years from now, Be Concerned will keep making the community better by serving its neediest people and keep making our volunteers, staff, and donors better by giving them a great venue to come and make great use of their time, talent, and treasure. Be Concerned has done a lot with little for a very long time. We have been supported by our local community, and Be Concerned has been blessed in the fact that we are a privately funded agency. So that means that we control the programs we run, we make them accessible as we see fit for people who need it. But lastly, it's been people from the community and specifically donors who've made all of our projects possible. Your capacity to give changes over time, and Be Concerned understands that. We know that your capacity to give is not the same at age 18 as it will be at age 68. But we ask you to evaluate the 3 T's over your life for volunteering with us. Your time, your talent, and your treasure. And that's what I encourage donors to do, is if you can get involved with your time and be part of us in our program, that's terrific. If you can come help us consult or do things that are a little bit bigger in nature, we love your talent. And then lastly, when the time is right and if you have the resources, your treasure is always gladly accepted to be able to provide these things that we give to families in need.
I just hope they keep it this way. I just hope they keep Be Concerned for us, because a lot of us, we need it. And you can just call, and I'm pretty sure they're not going to turn you down. They're going to help you. They're good people, believe that. You're not going to find another place like this.
It's a godsend to my family, because it is a peace of mind knowing that they come alongside us. It's a resource I can count on. I feel comfortable coming here. I don't feel less for having to come and get help. And I think that means something. I think that makes a difference.